Good afternoon. Well, good morning. It's morning in Canada. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to webinar 5 of Phase 2020, our final and I think most wonderful and fantastic webinar. Thank you to everyone who's joining us today. We have quite a number of special guests with us today. So today is dedicated to the Pius Adesanmi Memorial Award, Memorial Student Award for Outstanding Pan-Africanism, and we will be giving the awards. Well, trying to give the awards out virtually today. Just a few housekeeping notes at this point. A few housekeeping notes. Note that the program is being recorded. I have put everyone's microphones on mute. I believe I've set it up such that only the people who are going to be speaking can actually unmute their microphones. At the end of the program, I will probably unmute everyone and we can say hello to each other. If you have any questions, comments, there's a link, so the link is bit.ly/face, that's uppercase, 2020 Q&A. The Q and the A are uppercase, the and is lowercase. If you have any questions, please ask them on that link. Note that it would be good if you have the questions, put them on the link immediately, because what usually happens, what has happened over this week is lots of questions come when we start to say bye-bye. So if you want your question to be addressed, put it down as quickly as possible. So just a brief summary of what the award, or sort of like what we've done with this award. So we inaugurated this award at the Phase 2019. There was sort of a short explanation for what we wanted to do. The award is to recognize students who have done something outstanding or outstanding things in line with Pan-African values, which are broadly understood, or broadly understood. And we had really fantastic applications, and Hadiza will talk more about this later. So the advert went out in January, and the closing date was in March. We hope to, from next year, so the eligibility this year was only to University of Bristol students because it was our inaugural year, but we hope to extend the award. Sorry, I am being interrupted. Yes, but quietly. Sorry. So we expect from next year to extend the award beyond the University of Bristol. We don't exactly know where, how far the scope is going to go, but we hope that it would be international. So because of the way in which COVID sort of messed around with us a little bit, we weren't able to announce exactly what the prizes would be, but I'm going to tell you what the prizes are going to be now. So so we have 3 prizes, first, second, and third. Third prize would be £200 and a voucher. Sorry, £200 voucher and an award certificate. Second prize is £400 gift certificate. Voucher. Sorry, £400 voucher and an award certificate. And the first prize is £600 gift voucher and an award certificate. But I think we think it's really important to understand the person for whom this award is named. That's Professor Pius Adesanmi, and we invite someone who knew him personally to give us a few words of how his personal experience with Professor Pius. So I hand over to Professor Olabisi Akinkugbe of Dalhousie University in Canada.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Adebisi, and it's nice to be with everyone this morning here, but afternoon over there, and wherever you are in the world. So, first of all, I think I shouldn't pretend to be the person who knows everything about Pius, but in the short time I came to know him, we became very close. And while this is not an opportunity to possibly say everything one, even I know in those brief moments about him, something stood out. So when I saw these adverts, I reached out and I said to Professor Adebisi that, first, thank you for doing this in his honor. He will be very proud seeing this happen, even if it didn't bear his name. And if you know him, if he was in the vicinity of the UK, it was enough for him to say, I'm coming. And he would say it in Yoruba, mumbo, mumbo, mumbo. Hurriedly he would dash off, flying with his bags and things. So, but that's the kind person he was. He was generous, he was supportive. And I said to her that when I defended my doctoral thesis at the University of Ottawa, Pius was the one who took all the photographs I have. The only record I have of my doctoral program was taken by him. And that's not to say my wife wasn't there. My wife was there and family members, but he was the one who did that, right? So that's one. But he was supportive of academic ventures. He celebrated excellence, right? So he was about, you are my family member. Once this was you in the academic world, pulling your best. And this doesn't mean you've arrived necessarily as the best person on day one, right? His desire to just see people flourish in whatever they've set their minds on academically, especially those of us who were schooled first in the continent of Africa and then came to this part of the world. It's something that I think stood out in his stead for me. And maybe lastly, just not to make this about boring too much, he enjoyed life, I think. One of the videos I have that I would watch from time to time is just us together, all just celebrating the end of an academic year. And even in those moments, he found teachable things to say. He would try to say Yoruba and crack some jokes around proverbs, but he was passionate about the development of Nigeria and the African continent. And I think an event that celebrates in writing, given how prolific he was, the ethos of Pan-Africanism in its various dimensions, which I'm sure you may have heard if you were part of this program, is one that really deserves all the celebration. So thank you, first of all, again, Dr. Adebisi, for doing this. To all those who have written in, they're all winners, right? This thing is not always about the top three. This is a very generous set of gifts you're giving out. So thank you for that. But to the winners, I hope you find some time, if you haven't already done so, to look into some of the writings that have been done about Pius Adesanmi. And I'm sure you'll learn a thing or two and probably be inspired to do more in those things you've chosen to do. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Bisi, for those very, very inspiring words. At this point, just to summarize the achievements of the finalists briefly, I'm going to attempt to share a short video we made about what they did. It's a 1-minute video, so it's not long. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Just give me 5 seconds. Yeah. There you are. So sharing.
My brothers and sisters, stand up and sing. Eduardo Montani is not gone. Frelimo, Frelimo, your eternal flame has shown us the light of dawn. Mozambique, aluta continua, continua. In Zimbabwe, mama, aluta continua, continua. In Botswana, aluta continua, continua.
Yeah, I need to stop sharing, don't I? I should say, because I'm really proud of myself, by the way, I should say that that was my design. So we're going to go over to the finalists now and just hear from them why they applied for this award, and what they think about it. And any advice for us as well about the process or anything. I'm trying to find Biniam. Yeah, I found him. Yeah, so Biniam, you first.
Thank you very much for giving me the chance. I am Biniam Lombe, University of Bristol, first year electrical student. So I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know, because I never spoke in front of quite a lot of people. The reason why I applied to this opportunity was because I've been volunteering in my country, teaching high school students free tutorial classes. So I thought applying to this award might open doors to link with University of Bristol students and academicians to work together, because I've been planning to form a relationship with Bristol University and Bristol University students to volunteer over the summer. So that's why I just applied to this opportunity. I feel like it might create an opportunity to link with Bristol University and the student. So I have a long time plan to link with the University of Bristol students to volunteer over the summer, over the coming summers with my organization. So yeah, I feel like it might open the door. I think what do you think the award will? Sorry, what do you think about the award? I think the award will be very useful for students or for any person who have a Pan-Africanist thinking, and it will give, like, being nominated to this award or being a finalist in this award will give them a responsibility to do more for the African community, for the Pan-African community, and also it will give just a high responsibility to do more for the community, for their community, and wherever they are doing something useful. And yeah, that's what I feel like. And also it might just motivate the students to do well in their academic performance as well, academic achievement. They will need to work hard in terms of getting good academic performance and everything else. That's what I can say. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Binyam. That was very nice. And you don't sound nervous at all, by the way. Then I go over to Chanel. So I'm going alphabetically. You have to unmute yourself.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to say thanks so much as well for the nomination for the award. I think given everything that's going on with the world, going on in the world at the moment, it couldn't be more relevant, really. I think with the George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter, there's been a lot more focus, I think, on Black lives and Black communities and, making change. And I think the award is something that's going to really help do that. for me, I personally applied because I come from like a very multicultural, diverse family. So my dad is actually Jamaican and my mum is Indian, and I was actually born in South Africa myself. So I've always embraced lots of different cultures. But as a result, sometimes you can kind of feel alone in the sense that you don't know where you quite fit in or where you belong, because you are part of so many of these diverse cultures. So me personally, having experienced those types of things, I've always wanted to uplift and empower other young people, and being able to kind of be able to show people the work that I'm doing in the Black community, both in the UK and abroad, hopefully will empower other people to also do the same. And I think hopefully it will also encourage other people that if you are feeling alone, and if you are like a someone who is quite diverse and has a lot of ethnic backgrounds, to kind of just feel included. And I think going forward with the award, I think what's great about it is that it's really left a legacy. So I think also going forward after the award, like no matter who wins today, I think it's great that we can recognise everyone's achievements and how amazing they all are. And this isn't the end of helping Black communities, this is just the beginning. So I want to kind of continue to create change and continue to invest in Black communities and help to build people up. And in that way, I hope that I can actually create my own legacy as well going forward.
Thank you, Chanel. That was lovely. Yeah, now I have to go back to gallery view. Yeah. Michelle.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much, first of all, for just making me a finalist. I think it's amazing. The reason why I applied actually was because at first glance, I did not think I qualified. I immediately thought, oh, this is for someone who started an NGO, who's raised such and such amount of money. And I just remember thinking, the work that I've done, I don't think it's good enough to like write down about. And I remember catching that thought and being like, Michelle, apply for this. No matter how little you think your achievements are, because you have done them and because you have actually accomplished them, that is good enough. And that was the reason I applied. And I was actually so surprised I made it and I was a finalist. And that to me was just a confidence booster and a reminder that whatever little thing I do, if I put my heart in it, if I come to achieve it, that is great on its own. And I think the award is good because of that. It brings a sense of unity amongst our community, and it also gives us a platform to like showcase our achievements. I don't think we realize how many amazing things we do, no matter how little, whether that's being an international student ambassador or starting an NGO, you know, raising such and such amount of money. I think each and every achievement, each and every role, each and every responsibility that we have is amazing and noteworthy in that sense. And so, yeah, I think it's an amazing opportunity because of that. And yeah, that's why I applied.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I mean, I was completely blown away, by the quality of all the applications and especially quality of the finalists. Yeah, because I don't want to keep on talking. I'm going to hand over to Hadiza, who's one of the judges. I'm not entirely sure we use the word judges, but we had an award panel. Handing over to Hadiza to summarize and announce, essentially.
Hello, everyone. I honestly am so honored to be able to do this. Whenever I get asked to do something in the memory of Professor Adesanmi, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, so I understand that feeling of feeling like an imposter, but I just wanted to say that we're really in awe of you all. Like looking through, I'm like, oh my God, look at these young people and what they've been able to achieve. Like if you've done this now, what's gonna happen in 20 years? So yeah, you're all going to be our claims to fame. because I'm going to be like, I remember Chanel and Michelle and Biniam, because I'm so sure that there's a lot ahead of you. So some of the comments I pulled out from we're not judges. There was nothing to, like, judge almost feels like, ooh, has this done enough? No, it was all brilliant. So it was almost like an honor being able to see how much you guys have done already. So your persistence and consistency in serving the community, how much you've all done so early in life. You should all be proud of what you've achieved. It was really hard, really, really hard judging, because if, you know when they say, if you could have all come first, that would be the case today. We would have loved to give all of you a first prize. But the way these things work, someone has to come first. But honestly, give all yourselves a pat on the back. You reflect the Pan-African values through your hard work, through your real passion for Africa. And that symbolizing that care ethos. It wasn't just, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. All the projects that you were involved in came from a place of passion. It came from a place of care, and it came from a place of love. And for me, this is what embodies Pius Adesanmi's legacy, or Pius himself, from the little that you've had. I'm going to take a detour, and I know Foluke Adebisi would not like that, but I'm going to do that. Like, if we're celebrating Pius,
no, go ahead, don't worry.
And his Pan-Africanism and his love for Africa, then we've also got an embodiment of that in Foluke Adebisi, and putting together what you've done this week.
No, stop.
All right, I'm going to stop, but you guys get it, right? Like, for you to do this is fantastic. And if Pius is looking at you, he'll be giving you a pat on the back as well. So this is about what it means to love Africa. Africa is hope. And I think Africa's greatest hope is in you guys, the new generation. You're the ones who would carry Africa forward. So we're all really proud of you. The way I'm going to announce this is I'm going to announce third, and then I'm going to announce first, and then second, because I'm going to call all your names and just say a massive well done. And this is where I use my game show host voice. In third place, we've got Michelle Chidiofo. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done, honestly, really well done. And then in first place, we've got Chanel Smith.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That honestly means the world. Thank you so much for the recognition for my work. Thank you so much.
And that means in second place, we've got Biniam Lombe.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Well done, all of you have been absolutely amazing, and it's my honor to do this.
Thank you very much, Hadiza. So do we want, let's go to Chanel.
Hi.
Have any words for us?
Yeah, I'm so surprised, honestly. I've always been really invested in Black communities for a while. Just purely because it's something that I love to do, and I find I'm really passionate about it and find it so rewarding. And as a medical student, that's what I love doing. I love to help people, whether it's in the hospital, whether it's in my local community, whether it's in local communities abroad. So the fact that I've got kind of recognition for this feels really amazing. And I just hope going forward now, I can continue to kind of carry on this work and make sure this isn't, you know, the end, or this isn't about an award. This is about empowering Black communities and Black people. And that's really what today and what this award is all about.
Thank you, Chanel. Yeah, navigate, sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much. As Hadiza has said, let's, ignore the embarrassing bit. But as Hadiza has said, this award is really about, the next generation. And we were completely blown away by the work that has been done by all the applicants, and especially the finalists. Their work was, Hadiza mentioned this. They're so, at least to us, maybe we're older, they're young, but anyway, their work was so inspiring to have achieved this much so early in their career. And if you look at, I sent the web page to the finalists. If you look at what they've done, the work they've done is international. It is broad. It is diverse. It entails a vast array of skills, and it comes from a place of care. So yeah, we're so honored that you actually applied. So we're going to be sending out again, because COVID has sort of turned everything upside down. So we're going to be sending out the awards by post. So we've got certificates. This is a paper sort of copy, but we're going to be sending out the actual award certificates signed by post, as well as the gift vouchers to you by post. And we would appreciate if you would take a picture of yourself with the award, and please send it back to my email address. If anyone has a question, comment, or anything, because we're sort of coming to the end of the program, please put it on the Q&A. Like I said, bit.ly /face 2020 Q&A. Face, the Q and the A are all uppercase, the and is lowercase. And just to recap, it's been a really fantastic week. I want to say thank you to the FACE team. So we have the student staff University of Bristol team. We also have the International Advisory Board, and it's been, despite everything that's been happening with COVID, with the global anti-racism uprising, it's been all hands on deck. Lots of people have contributed in so many ways. Also want to give a special thank you to the University of Bristol. We got some funding for the award, and that's why we could give out this amount of money. We're going to try and match, or at least we're going to try and at least match the award next year, or increase it. So if you know of anyone who would like to sponsor the award, please get in touch with us. And just to reiterate, because there are lots of questions about this, if you want to work with FACE, please email foreverafrica@outlook.com. So you can join if you're a student, you can join the FACE team. You don't have to be a member of the University of Bristol. Any student can join the FACE team. Any member of staff in the University of Bristol can also join the FACE team. If you're a member of staff elsewhere, you can join the International Advisory Board. Again, email us. If you want to be added to a mailing list so you can know what's happening, again, email foreverafrica@outlook.com. And let us know that you want to join us. Anything you know about that you think may be of interest to us, again, email us. We will be, we hope to have over the summer a series of online conferences, so every month, and we're going to be platforming scholars from the Pan-African world. Recordings, so we've recorded every session, and we hope to, again, internet permitting, we hope to make them available online in some form before the end of the summer. If the internet works quickly, then we can do it by the end of next week, but fingers crossed that it does work well. And I want to thank everyone who's spoken at these webinars. So on Tuesday we had Sheila Bamjime Rere, Furaha Asani, and Aisha Thomas. On Wednesday we were joined by Edson Burton and Babatunde Fagbaigbo. And yesterday we're joined by Lerato Mogwakle. And today I want to give a special thanks to Professor Bisi Akinkugbe for joining us this early in the morning from Canada, and to Hadiza and the panel of assessors. We're not thinking of them as judges. So I think, yeah, there's so many people that I could thank. I mean, you know, my friends have been signing up as well. Members of colleagues and students from the University of Bristol have been exceptionally supportive. Just really grateful that we can actually do this at this time. I think I've answered all the questions on the slide. One of them was about the recording. And I kind of think we've come to the end of FACE 2020. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Todo se ha acabado y no me explico por qué. La matica de cacao, la cañita y el café.
Ay, qué peste tan maligna, la que vino a caer. Acabó con la cosecha y no encuentro qué comer. Ay, qué peste tan maligna, la que vino a caer. Acabó con la cosecha y no encuentro qué comer.